I just wanted to explain to you a little bit about what's happening today. February here at County Line is Celebration Month. Because outside is kind of dull and gray, we're kind of depressed over the holidays being over and we kind of want spring to come. We just try to liven things up in February and have a lot of fun, a lot of humor, have inspiring messages, inspiring music, and all those kinds of things. Today is going to mimic a Super Bowl Sunday football broadcast. So it's going to be a little out of the box of the norm. So if you're here for the first time and as we watch this and you say, wow, what have we gotten ourselves into? Just relax and know that we're having a good time today, and things will get somewhat back to normal next week and throughout the rest of February. But we hope you enjoy it and are able to relax and enjoy the gift of laughter and joy that God has given us today as we have our Super Bowl broadcast today. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the service this Super Bowl Sunday, County Line style.
County Line. I'm Ed Pearson and welcome to Super Bowl 7, where we are collecting food for our food pantry and kicking off our February series entitled God Rocks, Rolling Your Blues Away. The word in the aisles is that this is one of the most anticipated Sunday morning services we've seen come our way in a very long time. It could be one for the ages, and I think you would agree, Rick, that the hype for this service has reached epic proportions. But do you think it will live up to expectations?
Well, I'll tell you, Ed, as a former lead vocalist and regular church attender at County Line, I'm hoping for a great day. But knowing what Coach Stu and his go-to player Kevin are trying to accomplish, I'm not holding my breath. They have a tall order in front of them today, and the tide could quickly turn against them if they're not careful. But hey, they've surprised us all before, and there's no doubt that the talent is there. They just need to dig deep and bring their A game.
Well, that's a great point, Rick. What do you think are some keys that are going to make today's service a success?
Well, I think there are 3 keys to today's service that would make it spectacular. First of all, Kevin and his teammates need to come out fast with an up-tempo offense, and bam, needs to hit you right in the face. That bass guitar needs to hit your chest like Jesus knocking on the door of your heart. Boom, right there. Woo! Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Second, the choir has been on the DL for almost 50 days, and Kevin has finally decided to insert them back into the lineup. After so much time off, one has to wonder if they will be sluggish. If they're going to make an impact today, they have to come out on fire, just like they've been into Holy Ghost pepper. Bam! Somebody give me a glass of milk. Woo! Third, the sermon. Coach Stu has to do a good job of setting the tone for the new series. There's been a lot of momentum coming out of the January series, and he doesn't want to lose that. He has to be in the pocket, go a little too short, and people know he obviously didn't have time to study. If he goes too long, everybody's going to be catching up on some sleep. He needs to maintain a balanced attack, like 2 mountain goats battling for male supremacy on a teeter-totter. Bam! Right in the kisser. Bam!
Interesting analogy, Rick. Thank you for sharing your keys to success for today's service. Now let's take it into the locker room as field reporter Jen Harris is standing by with Coach Stu.
Thanks, Ed. Coach, what have you done to prepare your team for today's service?
Well, Jen, we just kind of do the things we always do for any service. We talk about the importance of what we're doing, evidenced by these photographs that I walk by every Sunday morning just to remind myself what it's all about. That if we just do what God's asked us to do, we let Him do what only He can do, then we have a great service. And I think, too, we've got Kevin McIntyre out there. He's helping lead his team and does a good job. He's a veteran. He's been here a little over 10 years. And does a good job for us. That means there's trust there if he's been here that long. I mean, there's days I wanted to get rid of him, but you know what I'm saying. For the most part, he does a good job, and I think if he stays focused, keeps his team focused, I think we'll come out of here with a real good service.
That's great. Coach, the number of likes and shares on Facebook and the number of retweets on Twitter have dropped significantly since the beginning of the year. What's your plan to raise those back up again?
Well, Jen, I don't get caught up in the numbers. If there's people out there, media like yourself, that want to get into that, I'll let you guys do that. But I think if we just do what we're here to do, the numbers will take care of themselves. I'm not really concerned about that.
Very good. Now, the last few weeks, we have been ending services on time. Will we expect that trend to continue into today's service?
Everybody's always worried about the time, aren't they? Oh man, my roast is going to burn in the oven if you don't get out of here on time. But and a lot of times they blame me, think I'm long-winded, things like that. But we found out that maybe the announcement time was going a little long. So, we made some adjustments. I think we got that dialed in. And then that's what we do. We got an experienced team, and that's what we do. We make adjustments, we move forward in a better direction. So, I think we're going to be right on time. I think things are going to be good today.
Very good. Thank you for your time, Coach.
No problem. Thank you.
And now back to Dane with Kevin McIntyre.
Actually, Jen, we've just been informed that Dane is indisposed at this moment, so someone else is going to be interviewing him. Let's just take it to them.
Ed, this is Mindy filling in for Dane Cruz. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Good.
Good. One of the biggest Sundays of the year, bringing the choir back. What are you going to do to shake them loose and knock the rust off?
Well, I don't think there's a whole lot of rust that needs to be knocking off. Hey, man, as you can tell, they're already pretty loose right now. But, they've been working out hard all off season. They've been putting in their time the last few Wednesday nights, getting in some good rehearsals. And, today we had the opportunity to sing the Star Spangled Banner, and I think they're ready to go. I'm going to put them back out on the field, and I think they're going to bring a real home run today. I'm looking for a great team win from them. So
Fabulous. First Sunday of the month, introducing a new song. Can you tell us a little bit about what that song might be?
Absolutely. We're going to be singing a new song called Strong to Save. It was released in Vertical Church a year or two ago. Really resonated with their congregation. What are you doing?
It's live.
Yes, it's live. No, I don't want to get your cream cheese out of here. All right, where was I? Strong to Save. That's right. It talks about a lot about God bringing us through our trials, and let's just face it, who here hasn't gone through trials? And I hope it really resonates with our church, and I'm really looking forward to introducing it today. So yeah, Strong to Save.
And then we saw that you had Raider back on drums.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we heard he was away in Branson. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, yeah, Rieger struggled last year a little bit. We sent him down to do some work, some stick work, some bass work. But he's also put the time in, and we felt like, what better day to bring him in? Big stage, big day, and let's see what he's learned and see what he can bring to the team.
All right, well, good luck, Kevin.
Yeah.
We'll see you out there.
All right, thanks.
Now, your 21 Alive forecast presented by Parkview Health.
Hey there, everybody. Curtis Smith here from 21 Alive with a look at our weather. High pressure has been giving us a pretty good weekend. We've had some sunshine and we've had some mild conditions, highs in the 40s. Yesterday should be back into the 40s this afternoon. There is some snow out to our west. That's something that we're going to keep a close eye on because late tonight we could see some of these snow showers as we drop to 30 degrees. Tomorrow during the day, we're only up to 35. Light snow, might see a little rain in the mix, but I generally think it's just going to be a little bit of snow. Of course, you're probably more interested in what's going on today for Super Bowl Sunday. Looks pretty good. Temperatures ranging from 68 to 70 degrees, depending on which member of the staff set the thermostat. Not a whole lot of wind. We'll just have a light breeze coming from the vents, and not a whole lot of sunshine either, but a pretty consistent amount of artificial light through the day. There is, however, one thing that you've got to be aware of. I do expect to see some pockets of hot air. I think it's going to be a real problem. No danger coming from this. It's something that does bear watching throughout the day, so be aware of that. In the meantime, sit back, enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Senior Pastor Stuart Cruz, and I just wanted to explain to you a little bit about what's happening today. February here at County Line is Celebration Month. Because outside is kind of dull and gray, we're kind of depressed over the holidays being over, and we kind of want spring to come. We just try to liven things up in February and have a lot of fun, a lot of humor, have inspiring messages, inspiring music, and all those kinds of things. Today is going to mimic a Super Bowl Sunday football broadcast. So it's going to be a little out of the box of the norm. So if you're here for the first time, and as you watch this and you say, wow, what have we gotten ourselves into? Just relax and know that we're having a good time today, and things will get somewhat back to normal next week and throughout the rest of February. But we hope you enjoy it and are able to relax and enjoy the gift of laughter and joy that God has given us today as we have our Super Bowl broadcast today. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the service this Super Bowl Sunday, County Line style.
Well, it's almost time for kickoff. Thank you for joining us this morning. For Rick Person, I'm Ed Pearson. Now back to Nick Parson for today's announcements on the County Line Super Bowl Network.
Today's pregame show is sponsored by Land of a Thousand Hills Coffee. Drink coffee, do good.
Hello everyone, I'm Nick Parson in the County Line studio with some helpful information. Today is indeed Super Bowl Sunday here at County Line, which means we are collecting much needed food for our food pantry. If you haven't already, please drop your food items off in the gathering space after service. Last year you donated over 4,300 pounds of food, and our hope is to set a new record today, and the results of that will be shared in next week's service. Thank you so much for your continued generosity as we continue to bring the love and hope of Christ to our surrounding communities. We're also kicking off a tool drive today to supply various tools for a disaster relief ministry that provides assistance to communities in the Midwest region who have been affected by natural disasters such as tornadoes and floods. A 16-foot trailer was generously donated to the church, and now it's time to fill that trailer with the tools needed for disaster relief. This will work much like our Christmas Bureau drive each year. In the gathering space area, we'll have cards labeled with the different tools. Simply pick up a card, purchase the tool listed, and bring that tool back to the church and return it to the gathering space between now and February 28th. We have 78 cards at the table ranging from low-end tools to higher-end tools. Again, thank you in advance for your generosity. If you have questions, please see a disaster relief team member at their table in the gathering space. We're just about ready to kick off the big service, but first, here's a video welcoming all of you to County Line Church and letting you know what we believe and what we're about. Enjoy the service.